Everyone, are you all doing? Welcome back to a new class. My name is Bilikis. In today's class, we are going to be making this trendy bubu with Ankara patches design. Okay, and trust me, it's going to come out beautiful. So the first thing is that you need your fabric, 3 yards of fabric. By now, you should know for your bubu, 60 inches length to 63 inches, you need your 3.5 yards of fabric. So you can use all these popular shirt materials or linen. They are always so beautiful. And then different pieces of Ankara fabric. You can use Adire fabrics too. Okay, so I'm making use of this. So once that is done, we can now start folding. Then you need your bias strip, or better still, your overlocking machine. I'm going to teach you the 2 ways to finish your patches. Once that is done, the next thing is for us to fold. Since it is 3 yards of fabric, 3.5 yards of fabric, so the stripe is by the yardage. So since the stripe is this way, so you have to fold this way because the stripe has to be along your body. So this is my 3.5 yards of fabric this way. So all I did is to fold it into 2. So I'll fold it into 2 this way. So it's here is by 60 inches. Okay, so I have 3.5 yards here by 60 inches in length. Okay, so once I fold it into 2 this way, then the next thing is for me to now fold into 2. So I'll have 4. I've rearranged it and everything is neatly placed. So the next thing you want to do now is to get the length of the bubu, the wideness. So just take the measurement from the bone at the back of your neck to wherever you want it to stop at your arm area, either at your elbow or lower, it depends. So for me, I'll just make it 24 inches. Okay, so 24 inches from the folded part will be here. Then I want to add seam allowance. That will be 1.5. I'll just fold it in. So you can add that here, or you can just join it later, however you want. So this is 1.5, but this is the actual 24 inches. So from that 24 inches, I'll just come down by 1 to 1.5 inches. Yeah, good. So the next thing, you come here, mark 3 inches. So 3 inches is here. So I will take it from that 3 inches to the 1.5 we came down by. So can you see that? Once that is done, before we come to the neckline, let's just make the sleeve opening. So for the sleeve opening, I can make it 12. But for a small size or medium person, you can just make it 10. But for me, I'll make it, or let me just do 11 or 11.5. Okay, so I'll come here to mark the same 24. Okay, 24 plus the 1.5 seam allowance. I have 25.5. Good. So I'll take it here. So you can reduce 3/4 inch from there. You should have known that if you've been following my video. So once that is done, I can connect it. Good. The next thing you want to do is, depending on how wide you want it to be, you can just come in by 4 inches. Don't forget we have seam allowance. This is the seam allowance. The actual measurement, which is 24, which is here. Okay, so this is for folding it in. So from that point, just come in by 3 inches or 4 inches, depending on how much you want it to be. But let's just do 3 inches. So from that 3 inches, mark a straight line this way. Good. Then you now take the measurement from there. So here I have 21. So I'm just going to take that 21 all down. So this is a 1 size fit all. Okay. So 21 all down. You've taken that all down. The next thing you want to do is to just form a curve. Just slight curve. Okay. And then we'll cut it out. So now let's quickly work on the neckline. So I just want a V-neck. So I'll just make that 3.5. I think 3.5 is okay. So from the 3.5 or 3 inches is fine. So let me just do 3 or 3.25. But I want it to be deep. So whatever you decide. Then the length for the back, that will be 1.5. So 1.5 for the back. Take your hammer curve and curve it out. That's for the back. Then for the front, I'm going to make it, I think 9 is fine. But if you don't want it to open too much, just do about 8 inches. Okay. But I think I'm going to make mine, okay, let me just do 8.5 or 9. Okay. And I want it to be a sharp V. Just mark it. So this is for the front. Good. So the next thing we want to do is to cut out the back first. So I started cutting from the lower parts. So I've cut it all out. Can you see how it is? Okay. So the next thing I will do is to remove the back. So I'll remove the one inside. So this is the wrong side. This is also the wrong side. So I'm going to remove this for the back and then fold this back. So I'm just going to cut the facing together with it. So I just joined part of the pieces fabric, but you won't see the way I joined it. And after joining, I just added interfacing to it, the lightest one. Okay, just to make it stable. The facing, I'll do that to the sleeve region too, and then I'll fold it and cut it together. So I'm just going to cut it together. Make sure it matches. So I've cut out the front. So the next thing I want to do now is to finish up the facing. So here I can have about 3.5 or 3 inches. So here, let me just do 3.5, which is here. Then below here, maybe 3.5. Then here too, you can come down about 3.5. Then you just connect it. So this is the facing. So I'm going to do the same thing for the back, the same way I cut out the facing for the back. Then what do I do for the front now? Opening it up. So this is the right side, and then this is the right side of the facing. So all I'll do is to place right side facing each other this way, and then I'm just going to sew in half an inch this way, half an inch outward. But before that, make sure you have overlock it all round, please. Once you do that, you do the same thing to the back. This is for the back. The same 3.5 inches we did is what you are going to do by the side. Then here 3.5. So the same thing for the back too. You open it up, make sure right side are facing each other, then you sew half an inch, notch it and bring it out. So let's go to the Ankara patches. For the patches, I'm just going to quickly explain on the paper how you do that on the fabric. So all you do is to fold the way we fold for full circle. So first you fold your fabric this way, and then again this way, and then you can do between 3 inches to 3.5. So for me, I'll just do 3.5 inches. So while you folded it that way, 3.5. So if you want 3 inches, all well and good. 3.5. Then cut it out. So this is how you cut it on the fabric. So I'm going to use this now to cut out different fabrics I want. I don't really want too much, about 6 or 7 is okay. So I'm just going to cut it all out. So looking at it, I've cut out different fabrics, okay? So however you want. So the next thing you want to do is this. I will use interfacing. The lightest one is okay because you don't want everything on your fabric, your dress looking hanging and hard. Okay, so what I will do next is to just go to the ironing board and use the interfacing just to make it stable. So this lightest one is okay. So once that is done, if I've done that, then there are 2 ways you can do this. You can either overlock the edges, but the reason why I don't really like that is that there's still spaces in between the overlocking edges. Okay, so to make it neater, but you can do that, it still come out nice. You can use this bias strip to tape the edges. So all you do is just fold it this way. You know it's already folded, so just fold it into 2. So that's what you are doing. So I'm not going to place it all around. It's very easy because it's a bias strip. So we are going to sew it all around. So it's going to be neater and tiny. So I'm going to make it all around. So when you now get to the last part, to cover this up, make sure you fold the edge a little so that you won't have the raw edges outside before you now cover it up. So now I'm going to first interface it, then either this, and I'll also do the overlocking one for you to see the difference. I have fixed the neckline. Looking at it, you can see I've attached the facing. After sewing it on the right side, I brought it to the wrong side and I glue it down with my hemming glue. So I use the original one. So if your hemming glue is not gluing, just run a stitch, okay, on it, and also the back, but I have glued it down. And also the sleeve region, you can see I folded it in. First I overlocked and then folded it in and glue it down to have a neat finishing. If yours is not okay, just run a stitch on it. Good. So once that is done, the next thing we want to talk about are the appliques. Can you see the patches already? So I've used the bias strip to finish it up, but look at this very one. I use the overlocking machine, so you can see the difference. So this is better. It might be a little bit challenging or time consuming, but it is better. So here I have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's okay for me. You can have up to 12, 13, however you want it. But I want something simple. So now we'll be working with the front alone. To place it now, it depends on your preference. There is no standard in placing it. So however you like to place it. However, I'm just going to play around with it. I think something like this. So you could have it all the way to the middle, something like this, just however, okay? Or you could just have it straight down or to the side. It could be slanted to the side, you know, something like this. It depends. So what I will do now is to play around with it and see the one I'm satisfied with. Then I can pin it down. And another thing I will do is I'm going to put hemming glue under it. Let's assume this is what I want. Okay. What I will now do is to take my time and put hemming glue under it. It doesn't have to cover it, but just to secure it down. I'm going to take my time placing it under it, then I'll pin it down, then turn it and give it a good press so that once it sticks and then you are sewing it all around, it won't give you any issue. Okay, so let me quickly do that. Guys, I have pressed it with the hemming glue, okay, just to stick it down. So on the wrong side, this is it. So you can see how it's sticking. So it will help you and guide you when you are sewing. So how do you sew it now? You are going to be sewing very close to this black bias strip. So you just sew very close to it, all around, wherever they touch each other. So you go this way, then you come back here, this way, stop here, then you go this way, stop here, then the black again, wherever they lay on top of each other. That's how you sew it all through. Okay, then here, then here. Can you see how I'm taking my time? Then from here to here, then from here, you stop here, all around back here. So that's how we are going to do that. And once that is done, you now take the back, right side facing each other. So match it at the shoulder, then you sew in either half an inch or 3/4. Okay, then you sew it straight down and overlock. You do the same thing here, half an inch or 3/4. So once that is done, you now come to the side. You start from here and then you sew it straight down, except you want to have a pocket. I'll put the link on how to sew a side pocket in the description box below. Then you hem the lower part. Guys, the beautiful dress is ready and is looking so beautiful. Everything well ironed. Okay, so I added pockets. I'm going to put it on for you to see how it looks. So this is what it looks like. I've hemmed the lower parts too, and make sure you overlock all the raw edges. So you can see the beautiful dress, how lovely it is. So nice. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going for an outing right away. And I think I'm going this way. Just even without makeup, I look good, isn't it? So I hope this tutorial has been helpful. If it has, please give me a giant thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let me turn the back. And I remain your girl, Bilikis. Bye, guys.